Hi everyone and welcome to Dream and Be Reviews. I am your host, J.E. and today we're talking about Superman! James Gunn, you've done it again. First off, I want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. Normally on here, I do reviews on TV, film, and anime. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. So, we have a new Superman movie. James Gunn is helming this new iteration, this new journey into the franchise, and so far, it's fun. Man, it's bright, it's energetic, it's alive, it feels great, and I'm so looking forward to talking to you about it. So, stick around, let's jump, let's go, let's go, let's go! So, let's talk a bit about some of the main cast members in this new iteration of Superman. And right out the back, let's talk about it. David Corenswet, he's the new Superman. And I'm like, wow, it felt a bit weird in a good way because it seems that David just comes across as really down to earth. He's made Clark Kent feel very reachable, relatable, if such a thing can be conceived. I mean, James Gunn has previously said that metahumans have been around for 300 years. So when you see him and the way he's portrayed, it's like a normal day thing, even though he has been active for the last 3 years. Anyway, but yeah, it really felt great just having this new iteration. There's been many different forms or iterations of Superman. And for me, the one that comes to mind is Henry Cavill. This god-like / messiah idea that was presented by Zack Snyder. This unstoppable force. I still remember the first Man of Steel, just that fight with him and Zod. It was just seeing total destruction, and it just left such a strong imprint and an interpretation on my mind about what Superman was. So there's also been Tom Welling, his version of Smallville, and then you've got Brandon Routh in Superman Returns, and each of them, and there's been others as well, but each of them all bringing their own style and way of how Superman should be. But you know what? Seeing David Corenswet's version, I just feel, and I just liked how grounded he felt. He felt so real and tangible, and it allowed what I was watching and what people in the cinema I feel were watching, a different take, a more relatable take, and I really enjoyed it. So, the next member of the cast we should talk about is Rachel Hornship. Now, she plays, of course, Lois Lane. Now, for me, she doesn't have much stuff to do in this version of Superman. However, there is a scene, it's probably in the trailers as well, where she's having that mock interview playing Lois Lane and she's interviewing Clark. And for me, that was the scene I went, yes, this is the Lois Lane I want to see. This is the Lois Lane I believe in. And from then on, whatever she did, even if it was basically because she needed to have stuff to do, it was great. And I also love what James did. He made sure she wasn't someone that needed to be saved. Someone else was always looking after her, which was so good, just to move away from what we've seen before in the past. So yeah, I'm loving what Rachel did. Amazing work. So let's talk about the main villain of this new Superman iteration. We've got Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult. Now, this is a very interesting take. Personally, I still have fond memories of Jesse Eisenberg's version of Lex Luthor that came from the Snyderverse. You know, he was considered more childish and immature, and I felt it added layers to that representation or that interpretation of Lex Luthor. But this version that Nicholas Hoult is playing, this is just straight up pure villainy. Like, I'm like, God damn, this guy is cold. I remember there's a scene where Lex does this thing and I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's just pure evil. And it was so refreshing as James Gunn just decided to just write the character in a particular manner where there's no sugarcoating, there's no trying to appease or make justification for why this villain is. He's just a straight bad person. And it's quite nice. I definitely feel like in the world today where there's always has to be an excuse or excuses are made for people's mistakes, here, there's none of that. You pretty later on, or pretty most way through the film, you figure out why Lex does what he does. And you may not agree with it, but at least it's out there. And you can just go with that, rooting for his downfall, knowing he's just pure evil. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, bring more of that. Love your interpretation. Can't wait to see more. So, let's talk about some of the other cast members in this new Superman film. We've got Mr. Terrific played by Eddie Gaffati. Now, this is the first time I'm getting to see this interesting take, and I really loved his dryness and his wit and this very confident acknowledgement. No, I'm very, very smart and I'm going to do it in my own way. And I just love that energy that was being presented on the screen. And obviously there's an amazing scene with him and Lois Lane where he's using his T-spears to just take out people as they're looking for Superman. But I definitely felt the way James Gunn wrote his characters was maybe to allude to possibly his own TV show or even his own movie. I see what you're doing there, James Gunn, but yes, more of that, please. More of that, please. So let's talk about some of the other cast members in this film. Isabella Merced. Now, I have fond memories of her playing last season of The Last of Us, season 2, I believe. And I was so excited to see Isabella on screen, thinking she's going to get some meaty roles and things to do. However, she didn't get much to do. But I do trust in James Gunn. I trust, because I know he's always able, and he did it even in this. Just in the little lines and little things she had to do, he made sure her character stood out. So I can't wait to see what things gonna come from Hot Girl. So let's talk about Crypto. So like for me, yeah, it took me a while to get used to the idea of this dog, Crypto, basically. There were certain scenes where I really felt that, yo, this is great, I'm loving it. And then there were certain times I'm like, huh? What's going on here? For me, there was something that comes to mind, it's something that they do in Marvel movies where, let's say there's quite a heavy scene and they'll throw in a quick joke or they'll have fast-pacing banter to lighten the mood. And I felt Crypto was used like that. And it was a bit of a shame because there were some scenes, oh my gosh, that dog was perfect. And then there were other scenes was like, huh? What's going on here? But overall, I have to admit, it's the first time having a dog in a Superman movie. And so I'm like, you know what? Okay, I feel, yeah, that makes sense. I liked it, I loved it. I felt it overall, the dog, Crypto, gave so much energy and weight to what we were watching. So, yeah, man, let's keep it going. More Crypto the dog, please. Let's talk about the look and the feel of this new Superman movie. For me, James Gunn is helming this brand new iteration, and I'm like, wow, I'm loving the energy. This is the guy who brought us an amazing trilogy of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which I enjoyed every single one of them. I think the last one he did was like one of the best heartfelt storylines with regards to Rocket. Oh my gosh, I was crying my eyes out. But anyway, you find out that this film looks bright, it looks beautiful, there's energy, it feels lived in, especially the fact that James Gunn has presented the idea that metahumans have been around for 300 years, so it felt lived in. And it felt like if we were there, this is what will probably happen. And it just felt nice, but it also felt down to earth, if I could use such a strange term for such a fantastical world. But it felt lived in, it felt real, and it felt relatable. And, you know, I love the little shout outs to the kaiju for the fans and little things just so that we all appreciate what was being shown. So I loved it, man. It was so beautiful. Well done, James Gunn. I can't wait for you to bring so much more. So that was my review of the new Superman movie. And so I should be asking you the question, have you seen the new Superman movie? What did you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you feel compared to the other Superman movies, like Zack Snyder's version with Henry Cavill? Let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It lets me know if you like the stuff that I'm doing. And like I always like to say, thank you so much for checking out this video, and remember, if you can dream, you can be.